In LA this week, you may soon be paying more for your LADWP bill as the utility proposes a rate increase. Mayor Eric Garcetti is on a mission to help military vets find work.
I'm Rasha Goel. Up next, the new technology the Los Angeles Fire Department is using to help prevent fires.
Hello and welcome to LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yana Kay. Our top story this week: in a dire effort to improve the water and power supply along with LA's aging infrastructure, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power has come up with a new proposal. Rasha Goel has more.
LADWP crews worked tirelessly to fix broken pipes that caused massive damage at the UCLA campus last year. These are the kinds of situations the LADWP wants to avoid in the future, but they say money is needed to make changes. As a result, the utility has proposed a 5-year water and power rate increase at a recent Board of Commissioners meeting. Officials say the funds will help fix aging infrastructure and better protect against drought conditions by expanding water collection capabilities to depend on local water supply.
You will continue to see deteriorations and greater pipe leaks. The age of this equipment is such that there's no way we can prevent that without some additional investment.
On average, residents can expect to see a rate increase of 3.4% or $4.75 per month over the next 5 years. But LADWP officials say they are flexible.
While this is a 5-year rate proposal, they would be willing to do a check-in and adjustment of these rates if necessary between years 2 and 3 of this rate case.
In addition to the rate increase request, LADWP has kicked off a 4-month outreach effort to inform LA residents and businesses about the rate change and get their input. LADWP wants to ensure it keeps the rates as low as possible while incentivizing conservation.
Saving water is not going to cost people more money necessarily. It's just we have to have the amount of money that it takes to run the agency.
The proposal will also be presented to neighborhood councils and key business and community stakeholders, opening a 120-day review period. Officials say this investment will now keep water flowing in the future. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
For more details about the proposed rate increase, visit myladwp.com. Well, public transportation in Los Angeles changed forever when Metro opened to the public 25 years ago this month. Gil Reyes reports from the Rail and Bus Network's Silver Anniversary Gala with a preview of upgrades down the track.
Breaking down barriers, LA Metro rumbles on through to set a milestone, a quarter century of service to the people of Los Angeles.
And I'm proud that this board is now undertaking a $1.2 billion upgrade to make sure that it is as modern, clean, convenient as the day that it opened.
LA Mayor Eric Garcetti joined county supervisors and fellow Metro board members at a Blue Line stop in downtown LA to celebrate Metro's silver anniversary. Let's backtrack 25 years. Soon after these first rail cars arrived from the factory, LA's Metro system officially launched on July 14, 1990, to a lot of fanfare. Emerging from a cloud of smoke, the Blue Line, stretching from downtown LA to Long Beach, became the first line in this new system. Next came the red, purple, green, gold, and Expo rail lines. Metro also added a pair of bus services, the Orange Line through the San Fernando Valley and the Silver Line from El Monte to Harbor Gateway. After several upgrades through the years, Metro officials now say the entire system boasts 87 miles of rail, 170 bus routes, and 1.4 million boardings on an average weekday.
Progress toward cleaner and healthier environments, enhanced quality of life, economic growth, multimodal mobility, greater connections to jobs, to schools, to diverse communities.
And after 25 years, those upgrades continue, funded by a voter-approved half-cent sales tax increase known as Measure R. Projects in the works include a westward expansion of the Expo line all the way to Santa Monica, also expansions of the purple and gold lines, which are expected to provide more stops along Wilshire Boulevard and east of Pasadena. Also being built is the Regional Connector, a subway route through downtown LA to link 3 disjointed rail lines in hopes of fewer train transfers for passengers. Measure R is also funding the Crenshaw LAX line, connecting South LA to the airport area without congested freeways. Metro officials say the best is yet to come. 37 more rail miles with new jobs added planned over the next 20 years as we ride off into the future with no signs of stopping. In downtown LA, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Those extensions to the Expo and Gold lines are expected to be completed in 2016. Well, organizers have housing vouchers and vets ready. All they need now are the landlords to help house homeless vets through their Homes for Heroes campaign. Anna Marcos has more.
It's an all-out effort to end veterans' homelessness in LA by the end of the year. The Homes for Heroes campaign here and across the nation aims to get landlords involved in helping to house homeless vets. Here in LA, the goal is to get 1,000 more units for housing them.
They have a government subsidy in hand, and a willing landlord would make all the difference between them sleeping on the streets tonight or being able to move into that apartment.
If we don't solve veteran homelessness in Los Angeles, we have no hope of solving it nationally.
In the last year, city leaders and a coalition of more than 200 business partners and agencies have housed more than 3,000 homeless vets. But there are more than 4,000 who still need homes. Even as they asked landlords for help, city leaders tried to ease their concerns. Among them, even with housing subsidies, the vets must pay 30% of their rent. But what if they can't pay? Another concern, problems arising from tenants with PTSD.
Let's not make a caricature of who these veterans are. Yes, there are some that have deep psychological challenges that have been on the streets for many years, but most are folks who are just down on their luck. They might be sleeping in a car tonight and not on the street. They're not the picture that you have in your mind. They might be a woman, not a man.
My initial thought was it would be an honor to help, quickly followed by, let's make sure we get this right. Having experienced PTSD myself, I was worried that the veterans were going to need more than a roof over their heads.
But organizers assure landlords that each vet will get a social worker, mental health services, and help in getting a job. They are also raising funds to use in case vets can't pay their share of rent. Authorities say ending the homeless problem is not only good for business, it's good for national security and morale.
They need to know that our nation is going to be there, even when they can't take care of themselves.
It's also good for our bottom line. Poverty costs us all a lot of money, and homelessness costs us even more.
Authorities are also building more supportive housing for vets, but they know landlords opening up their apartments will be key in the fight to end veteran homelessness. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Government leaders have also opened a new 55-unit housing complex for homeless vets near the VA West Los Angeles Medical Center. Well, from housing veterans to helping them find work, the mayor's on a mission to boost hiring as more and more military veterans re-enter the civilian workforce each year. Gil Reyes has more. Gil.
That's right, Yana. This job placement summit at LA Trade Tech brings together military men and women looking for work in the civilian world. Not easy sometimes, but what employers need to realize is that these job seekers bring special skills and experiences to the table that practically any company could find extremely beneficial.
Interacting and working with coworkers you might not necessarily get along with. Also, respect for leadership, respect for command, and a general sense of that go-getter attitude that
Iraqi war veteran Corporal James Shotter, United States Marine Corps, has the Semper Fi do-or-die attitude many employers represented here are looking for. But joining the Marines straight out of high school, he's had little experience with job hunting and with putting together a resume. That has hurt his job prospects.
Definitely looking for something long-term for me and my family.
Los Angeles City has a responsibility. And we started by standing up a Veterans Affairs office for the first time since just after World War II.
LA Mayor Eric Garcetti has promised to help with his 10,000-strong jobs program launched last year. He's teamed with companies like Coca-Cola, DreamWorks Animation, and the LADWP to hire 10,000 military men and women for civilian jobs. He's about halfway towards his goal. Garcetti has also partnered with organized labor to establish a 10% veteran hiring goal for all new apprenticeships in the building trades.
The building trades like veterans because they've been through the training, they're very well disciplined, they're mission orientated.
You see, we're not here just to win this fight. We're here to keep this territory once we do. We're here to make sure that when we hit 10,000 strong, and if we hit it a year early, we're going to keep going. And we're going to keep going, and we're going to keep going.
LA Mayor Eric Garcetti had set a goal of hiring 10,000 U.S. veterans by 2017. He says he will reach that goal sometime next year, 1 year ahead of schedule. Yana?
Termed out Councilman Bernard Parks had parting words for former colleagues, mapping out an ambitious sidewalk repair plan. As Gil Reyes reports, he suggested contracted workers do the job.
Former City Councilman Bernard Parks leaves City Hall not with a bang, but with a rattle. The rattle of jackhammers, which he says will continue to fix South LA's broken sidewalks months after he's gone.
It's a blessing, for us. Because it should have been done a long time ago, because we feel like as property owners, our tax money, that's the first thing it should go for.
Parks, who was termed out of office in July, has ventured outside the traditional system to do the job. Instead of hiring union workers, his former office has hired a nonprofit to dole out duties to independent contractors.
And we found that it's far more successful than waiting for city employees and also city staff, because it just seems to break down somewhere in that process.
In just 1 year, Parks and the nonprofit Los Angeles Neighborhood Initiative, or LANI, has contracted out repairs to more than 400 busted sidewalks in South LA. Most of those fix-ups are finished, the final batch to be completed in the coming months. And Parks says at half the cost of union work. Meantime, city leaders are negotiating their own sidewalk repair plan. A recent settlement sets aside over $1 billion worth of repairs over 30 years. Parks is suggesting the city also hire LANI and independent contractors for faster, less expensive service.
I would hope that people would see the progress and realize that there's another way to do it.
Councilman Parks' successor, Marquise Harris Dawson, says he's not sure yet if he'll continue the trend of outsourcing sidewalk repairs to independent contractors, but says any future repairs should coordinate with street and sewer repairs to cut costs. In South LA, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Parks used money from his former office's discretionary fund to pay for repairs in South LA. While city officials are using top-notch technology when it comes to fire safety, Rasha Goel has more on some of the latest strategies being used.
Technology for safety. The Los Angeles Fire Department is using apps to help them gauge fire emergencies to better help residents and first responders. It's known as the Fire Strategic Technology Integration, or as Councilmember Mike Bonin calls it, iPads for firefighters.
Today we're announcing that the department is using 3 different apps and tablet technology. That's a brush inspection app, a fire command tablet app, and a mapping and situational awareness app.
The apps will help mobilize firefighters during the brush inspection process, better deploy resources, and
So someone with LAFD can actually use the same technology to actually see a real-time photo of a fire and direct their resources appropriately.
While the LAFD has their internal apps, there's also an application available to residents called Pulse Point. Pulse Point helps residents find out about emergencies or other incidents in their neighborhood. Officials say this cutting-edge technology is a huge step in protecting lives and safety. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
These apps are part of the program started by Councilmember Mike Bonin. Well, the Los Angeles Hotel was the setting recently for a reception honoring top students who are excelling in academics from the 14th Council District. Rich Samuels has more.
The Adelante Awards has become a treasured tradition in the 14th Council District. Though it's grown from humble beginnings 12 years ago, its objective has remained the same: honoring and encouraging exceptional young scholars.
It started when I was on the Board of Education. It was a small little reception. We didn't have any food. We just welcomed people and gave them the award, but we saw how happy the parents were. We saw how happy the kids were, so we decided to make it something bigger.
Today, the Adelante Awards also includes a breakfast and entertainment. Over 1,000 children have been honored over the years.
I recall when I was a young boy, it was the recognitions, the awards, the medals I got for my academic achievement that kind of motivated me. We want to motivate our top students to continue on the path they're on, to continue doing well, to continue to achieve.
It kind of motivated me to do more and, like get a scholarship somewhere like Harvard or Berkeley or Stanford.
From downtown Los Angeles, this is Rich Samuels for LA This Week.
Among the sponsors for the Adelante Awards were USC, UCLA, and LA Flower Mart. While he was an actor, singer, and 5-time Emmy nominee, he also received an honorary Oscar in 1983 for his lifetime of work in the movies. Now the late Mickey Rooney gets one more accolade on Sunset Boulevard. Anna Marcos has more.
Good morning, we danced the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning, it's great to stay out late. Good morning.
The familiar Mickey Rooney classic, just one of a medley of songs sung by the Hollywood Kids, a Hollywood high school choir specially for the occasion.
We hereby dedicate Mickey Rooney Square!
The late beloved actor Mickey Rooney, who starred in more than 300 films during a career that spanned 10 decades, is now forever memorialized at the square on Sunset Boulevard near Hollywood High, his own alma mater.
Embrace me, my sweet embrace of all you.
The dedication was one of former council member Tom LaBonge's last events in office.
And there's nobody like your father, but the role that he played as an actor, the song and dance, all that work will live forever and ever like these great palm trees on Sunset Boulevard.
Yes, by the time he could walk, they put gum on his lip, three-piece suit, and pushed him out and passed him off as a midget. He's never known anything else but to entertain.
I got rhythm, I got music, I got my girl who could ask for anything more.
It really means so much to our family. And I know my grandfather is looking down on us right now, and he has a big smile on his face.
Rooney's family and some of his former leading ladies helped remember him.
Mickey lived with the joy of being alive, and somehow it was contagious.
Rooney died in April 2014 at the age of 93, but his memory and his own square, along with his songs, live on.
My sweet embrace of all.
I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
According to Rooney, the leading lady who had the most impact on his life was the late Judy Garland, another Hollywood high school graduate. Well, a new job center to help Angelenos find work. LAPD officers attend a training session to better connect with their community, and a couple of parks get some much-needed improvements. All these stories in City Beat. Mayor Eric Garcetti launched a new job resource program at city libraries, including a new job center and training for librarians to help job-seeking Angelenos find work. LA's first WorkSource Center portal, located inside downtown Central Library, will provide a place for Angelenos to seek help finding and securing a job. Job seekers can meet one-on-one with trained staff to search for jobs, write resumes, sharpen interviewing skills, and consider new professions. Librarians will be trained to assist Angelenos in using city resources, including the online jobs portal Jobs LA, to find and apply for career opportunities.
It's important for the library because we want to be your one-stop shop for everything. We want to help the people of Los Angeles to, enrich their lives, get jobs, become better people, and we think that this is a great opportunity to do that.
The new Career Center is located in the Business and Economics Department of downtown Central Library at 630 West 5th Street and is open every day except Sunday. A 5-hour training session was held in West Hills for LAPD officers on the topic of preservation of life and building public trust. Some of the topics included use of force and contact with the mentally ill. This session was the first of a series of discussions that are planned in an effort to improve community relations.
It was just a reminder of why we came on the job and what we should be doing in terms of our interaction with the public. And their perception of us is important, and we need to remember that we're here to serve them, and we need them and they need us.
We work for the community, we police the community, and so this is about building that trust so that we can be more effective in every one of the communities in the city of Los Angeles.
A new children's playground was recently unveiled at 109th Street Park in Watts. The new park has an ocean theme and is designed for kids between 2 and 5 years old. The improvements include rubber surfacing slides, play structures, swing set, and built-in shade canopies. The upgrades were made possible through the Office of Councilmember Joe Buscaino and the city's Department of Recreation and Parks. And community members in Council District 9 recently celebrated renovations of 2 soccer fields at Gilbert Lindsay Park, located at 425 East 42nd Place. Coca-Cola sponsored the renovations and is also providing funds to operate the fields.
The state-of-the-art soccer field, one that's going to be easier to maintain, that'll be less wear and tear, less difficulties when kids fall, and it's going to stay looking beautiful for a long period of time. We're very proud of that.
It was a historic flyby for NASA as the spacecraft New Horizons beamed back to Earth never-before-seen photos that were literally out of this world. That's our look at This Week in Tweets.
3, 2, 1.
NASA scientists clap and cheer as they get the first images of Pluto beamed back from the New Horizons spacecraft.
This is exploration at its finest. Check it out. Look how busy New Horizons still scanning away.
This stunning image of Pluto heated up NASA's Twitter page. President Barack Obama posted, "Pluto just had its first visitor. Thanks, NASA. It's a great day for discovery and American leadership." Twitter itself posted, 9 years and billions of miles later, Twitter is over the moon for today's Pluto flyby. NASA then posted a close-up shot of Pluto's terrain, tweeting, "Mountains on Pluto up to 11,000 feet high. Thank you, hashtag Pluto flyby." Later, NASA posted a video of New Horizons approach, tweeting, "You ain't seen nothing yet, hashtag Pluto flyby." The space probe is photographing the dwarf planet from less than 8,000 miles away. That's closer than any of Pluto's moons and will continue to send photos and data. And that's a look at This Week in Tweets. Well, a timeless love story comes to life, classical music fills the air at the Walt Disney Concert Hall, and an interactive adventure out at sea. All these stories in this week's Things to Do. Adolescent bliss spins out of control in this imaginative and surprising staging of the most famous love story ever told, of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Playing this new adaptation incorporates an original rock score and design that is equal parts fairy tale and punk. The cast of independent Shakespeare Company's most popular performers combine the textual clarity and passionate display to create a Romeo and Juliet that explodes off the Griffith Park stage. The Griffith Park Free Shakespeare includes main stage performances, pre-show family events including workshops, and a slate of extraordinary opening acts. Bring your picnic, your blanket, a low-back chair, and wear layers. The performance takes place July 25th and 26th at the Old Zoo in Griffith Park. For more details, visit iscla.org. World-class IPALPITI, which is Italian for heartbeat, returns to Los Angeles for its 18th annual festival at the Music Center's Walt Disney Hall in downtown LA. Acclaimed for its magnificent string playing, lustrous, polished tone, and vocal quality, IPALPITI is a consortium of prize-winning musicians from around the globe. Based in Los Angeles, IPALPITI Artists International is a non-profit organization formed to support, promote, and develop the careers of exceptionally gifted young musicians, securing a future generation of artists who will pass on traditions and carry classical music into the next century. The concert starts at 8 p.m. on Saturday, July 25th at the Walt Disney Concert Hall. For more details, visit ipalpiti.org. And sail the San Pedro Bay and watch the sunset from the deck of a tall ship during the Tall Ships Family Adventure Sails. You can sit back and relax or become part of the crew. Your choice. All ages are welcome. Be sure to wear soft-sole shoes, Layered clothing is recommended, and don't forget to bring your sense of adventure on Saturday, July 25th. Sailing vessels provide unparalleled access to coastal ecosystems, in addition to introducing students to the art and science of sailing. Learning comes to life aboard those tall ships in a highly interactive environment that equips youth with the problem-solving and leadership skills to succeed in any industry or life path. So head on up to Berth 78 in San Pedro. More info can be found at lamitopsail.org. And that's a look at some things to do. And finally, the anti-gang program known as Summer Night Lights kicks into high gear with jobs, sports, and arts programs for youth. Gil Reyes has the details.
Mount Carmel Recreation Center is one of several parks and rec clubs staying open later than usual with fun activities for young people. Since the summertime tradition started, people say they've noticed a difference.
Before Summer Lights, the community was bad. It was a lot of shooting, gang violence, a lot of drugs. But ever since Summer Nights came, it gave people something to look forward to.
Got chili cheese dogs today.
The program known as Summer Night Lights begins its 8th season. It provides fun, adult-supervised activities like sports and dance, even when the sun goes down, keeping kids occupied, off the streets, and out of trouble during those idle summer months. During his first year in office, LA Mayor Eric Garcetti set aside $1 million to boost the program, which targets high-crime areas.
And during that time, we saw gang crime dropped by 73%, and gang-related homicides, they dropped 100%. We didn't lose a single person. And last year we saw a decrease in gang-related crime by 15% compared to the year before, demonstrating the need to continue doing this.
LAPD Chief Charlie Beck credits job opportunities provided to area youth through the program, also relationship building with officers.
That can come here as mentors, as friends, as partners with their community to make a difference. This has become the national solution to gang violence.
Over 30 parks and rec centers will remain open late through August. In South LA, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
The program also provides more than 1,000 summer jobs filled by more than 320 at-risk youth. Well, that's going to do it for this edition. I'm Yana Kay, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacitybeview.org. You can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.